Hamas's rule, to return our hostages home, all our hostages, and to ensure that Gaza will never again constitute a threat to Israel. Anyone who lifts a hand against us in Gaza, anyone who lifts a hand against us anywhere, will very quickly feel our power. There is not, nor will there be, any compromise with regard to safeguarding our existence and our future for the generations to come. We must shape our fate by ourselves. We will hold onto our land even more strongly. We will rehabilitate our communities and the area adjacent to the Gaza Strip. We will return the residents of the South and the North safely to their homes. We will advance more vigorously a policy of becoming stronger. A policy of strengthening and strengthening and strengthening. Mr. Speaker, it will reach the Knesset very quickly, this clear change in our policy to strengthen ourselves, to bolster the Jewish state to unprecedented levels of strength.
While the situation in the Middle East is seemingly escalating across the volatile region by Iran's malign adventurism, the Israeli Prime Minister emphasized that Jerusalem is no alternative but to confront the evil that emanates out of Tehran.
We will fortify Israel's status as the civilized world's guard tower in the Middle East. Already at the beginning of the war, I told the leaders of the world, if Israel, God forbid, does not win, you will be next. The danger will certainly reach you much sooner and faster than you think. I told them, including yesterday, our war is your war, and our victory is your victory. I also said, Israel will never surrender to the murderous terrorism directed by Iran. We will fight back against those who attacked us, thereby giving humanity hope, light and not darkness, good and not evil, freedom and not slavery. I emphasize this message, my friends, also at home. A vast majority of the people believe in Israel's spirit, in Israel's resilience, and the justness of Israel's path. When faced with those who doubt this, we will respond with words from the Bible, instead of a small, weak voice, a strong, brave voice. Courage will win, the courage of our soldiers, the courage of our fallen heroes. The people of Israel will be victorious.
Meanwhile, tensions are evidently on the rise between Israel and Qatar, which has supported Hamas financially over the years and is currently hosting its Islamist Hamas political leadership in its capital, Doha. Tensions emerged after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a closed-door meeting with families of hostages being held by Hamas, allegedly criticizing Qatar, labeling the Gulf country as problematic in relations to Doha's mediation efforts with its longtime subsidiary, namely Hamas. Moreover, Netanyahu was heard in the leaked recording, voicing his profound disappointment with the Biden administration over its decision to renew a contract that extends Qatar's role as the host country of the U.S. military Central Command forward base for another 10 years. In response, the Qatari Foreign Ministry spokesman issued a statement saying Qatar was appalled by the reported remarks by the Israeli premier. Moreover, the statement noted that if the reported remarks are found to be true, the Israeli Prime Minister would only be obstructing the undermining the mediation process for reasons that appear to serve his political career instead of prioritizing saving innocent lives, including Israeli hostages. The Foreign Ministry statement went on to blatantly caution the Israeli premier, noting, quote, "Instead of concerning himself with Qatar's strategic relations with the United States, we hope Netanyahu decides to operate in good faith, concentrate on the release of hostages." Meanwhile, U.S. Special Envoy Brett McGurk traveled to Doha as Washington continues to engage in diplomatic efforts to realize a new humanitarian pause for Gaza.
As I said, Brett's in the region right now, and while he's having lots of conversations on lots of issues, this is certainly top of his agenda, and he's in Doha, as I said today. I don't want to get ahead of those discussions, except to repeat what I said yesterday, which is these are very sober and serious discussions we're having, and we certainly want to see another humanitarian pause put in place so that we can, again, get aid in and get people out. But how close we are to that and what the parameters of that are going to look like, how many days, and that's all part of the discussions we're having right now, and it would not be appropriate for me to try to speculate on where that's going right now.
Meanwhile, in Turkey, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan hosted his Iranian counterpart Ibrahim Raisi, during the course of which the two leaders discussed regional developments, with chief focus on the Hamas-instigated war against Israel, albeit they both view Israel as the aggressor, irrespective of reality on the ground. With that being said, while President Erdogan emphasized the need to end the war and reassert peace for the region, President Raisi naturally utilized his presence in a NATO member state to voice the Islamic Republic's contempt for both the United States as well as Israel in particular.
What is worse is that what the Zionist regime is doing is receiving support from Americans and some Western countries. In fact, it is a huge problem that America is officially supporting the Zionist regime. Actually, America is committing these murders right now, and it has the blood of innocent children and women on its hands.
While the Iranian president blatantly blamed the United States for the atrocities which Tehran itself facilitated via its Palestinian proxies, namely Islamic Jihad as well as Hamas on October 7th, the Ayatollah regime's proxies continue to exacerbate tensions throughout the broader Middle East, including by repeatedly attacking U.S. civilian and military assets.
A clash occurred today between a number of American destroyers and warships in the Gulf of Aden and Bab al-Mandab while they were protecting two American commercial ships. The result of the clash was as follows: a direct hit on an American vessel, forcing the two American commercial vessels to withdraw and return, and several of our ballistic missiles struck their targets despite warships' attempts to intercept them.
What's that news?
Thank you for watching TV7.